Yeah.
That works so well.
That was so good.
Holy cow. We're gonna have that in the van at all times now.
It's so nice.
It is rare on this channel that I get to review a product where I say, oh, like everyone would want this. Like there's nobody's life that I can think of that wouldn't be better if they had this product. Because what's the biggest hassle after something like a day at the beach, or like you went out mountain biking, like you went out and did something? What's the biggest hassle? For me, it's getting myself clean, getting my children clean, and then getting our stuff clean before putting it back in the vehicle to drive home. Being that I've been surfing here in San Diego for the past 25 years, I have plenty of experience being very cold and very sandy. And back in high school, we used to bring like milk jugs in the back of our car to the beach that we could kind of rinse off with a milk jug. Then later I kind of created my own little surf tankish thing. Essentially it was just a water jug with holes popped in the top, but I did just find something new. 2 weeks ago I got something brand new. This guy, the RinseKit Pro. Today I'm going to talk about all the pros and the cons of the new RinseKit Pro, and just kind of talk about why I honestly think it's good for almost anyone. Like even my mom and dad, I think should have one of these in the back of their car. But first, hit that like button, that helps a ton. Subscribe to the channel because that's awesome. And no sponsor today, so maybe shoot to the merch store, buy some merch. This shirt is not on the merch store. I just kind of made it the other day because I was like, ooh, what would a chest logo look like? Do you guys like a chest logo? Be a good. I was thinking making it a little smaller for the merch shop. Yeah, let me know if you guys want chest logo Be a Good Human shirts, and I'll make them. Now, if you are familiar with the RinseKit Classic, this design will look very similar. You pop this open, you lift the lid in here, and we have a hose sprayer inside with a 6-foot hose on it. So this thing can be on the ground and you can be standing up, holding it and taking a shower, or just, you know, reaching things that are 6 feet away. But with the RinseKit Classic, kind of what the setup was you would take your hose, you would attach it to the RinseKit Classic, and then your hose would fill the water tank inside. But also what would happen is the pressure coming out of your hose would actually pressurize the RinseKit. And then once it was full of water, full of pressure, you could take this somewhere, throw it in the back of your car, go to the beach, go out for a surf, come on back in, and then spray yourself down using the water and the pressure that came from your hose. And I remember first seeing that and thinking, wow, that is so cool. But the problem was that when you would use it, you'd only get about 1 to 2 minutes before the pressure inside would just run out. And then later they made pieces that you would put on there and you could like hand pump it to put more pressure back into it. But when I saw all that before, I always thought, man, they are onto something. Like what a cool product, but they're almost there. And what they were almost there to is essentially this thing, the RinseKit Pro. The lid is removable, so I'll pop that guy off just to show this easier to you. You can stand on this while you take a shower, so you can put this on the ground, stand on it, shower off, get all the sand off of you, even if you're on like dirt or whatever. But this is where the magic is right here. Check this out. This is a battery-powered version of the RinseKit. So now within the unit is the water tank. We have a battery, little on switch right there. We have a voltage meter and a 12-volt outlet right here. And we've already used it on multiple family beach days. I've gone surfing with the thing. I've used it just for like random things. Like I changed the oil on my van the other day and I was at my friend's house and we were in the driveway and I went and I just like wiped my hands on a towel and then I went, wait a minute, I have running water in the back of my van, and I went and I cleaned my hands properly. Again, on demand, running water wherever you are in a bucket shaped unit just like this. The sprayer has multiple spray patterns on it. So we have shower, jet, flat, center, and a mist. And the spray pattern determines how much spray time you have, not the battery. The battery lasts like a stupid amount of time. I charged this thing up one time 2 weeks ago and the battery has not died on me yet. Now, I don't know how much battery I have left, which I'll talk about in the cons, but the battery has not died in 2 weeks of like heavy testing. And one of the things that I tested out was how long does it take me to go through 3.5 gallons of water on each spray mode. I did each of the spray patterns 4 times to kind of find an average. How long does it take? And on shower, I averaged 4 minutes and 10 seconds of actual spray time. But then shooting up to jet, which is like, you know, jet. That bumped my time up to 5 minutes and 15 seconds of actual spray time. Switching over to flat mode, which was my favorite for like cleaning things off, I averaged 4 minutes and 55 seconds. On center, which is like shower mode, but smaller, stronger beams. This mode was really good for cleaning things off because it shot so hard. I averaged 7 minutes and 10 seconds on a full tank. That's a lot of spray. That's like a ridiculous amount of spray time from a portable unit like this. And then lastly, I never found a reason to use it, but I did test it. Mist mode, and mist mode gave me 24 minutes to go from totally full to totally, I only tested it twice because it took 24 minutes, but totally full, totally empty, 24 minutes of actual spray time. Now the thing is though, is that you don't need a hose or anything to refill this thing. You just unscrew this, pour more water in, and now you have more shower time. So an expansion pack for the RinseKit Pro is essentially just another jug of water. If you know that you need more than those spray times, just bring a rinse kit and another jug of water and you're good to go. Now, as for what the battery life is on this unit, I can't tell you. I also can't tell you how much battery is in this thing. On their website, they do not say the milliamps of the actual battery capacity. Like how big is the battery that's inside of here? I don't know. They do say though that under normal use case conditions, this battery will last you 3 to 6 months, which is a big gap, but also makes me think that the water pump that's in here like uses hardly any energy. Back to this panel here, we have the power button, we have our voltage meter right there, and then right next to it is a marine grade 12 volt outlet. This is how we're gonna charge up our unit with either the wall charger or the car charger, and this is pretty much the one that I'm always gonna use because this is gonna live in the van. So for our adventure van, I'll just keep this in the car, I'll charge this thing up in the car. All we have to do is add water, and now we have a shower in the van for 300 bucks. Every shower system that I've looked at for our van, like to go out on camping trips, to go to the beach, things like that, they're very expensive shower systems. And while one day I hope to put something like that in our van, for now, this thing is dope. So this thing charges via the 12 volt, but what's more interesting about that 12 volt plug is that you can bring in something like a, like a cigarette USB adapter. I pop that thing into the 12 volt, and now I can charge my phone off of the internal battery. That way, if you're out camping or something like that, you have this over by like your kitchen area, you could charge your phone off of this while you're cleaning your dishes. Again though, I don't know what the internal battery capacity, if I find out what the internal battery capacity is, I'll put it on the screen, or I'll put it down in the description or in the comments or something. But as of now, I do not know how large, so I don't know how many times could I charge my phone before I kill the internal battery and then I don't have a shower. That would be helpful to know. Then lastly, on the kind of just overview of the unit, one thing that is coming soon that they said is a heater adapter. So there's kind of like they have like a long metal rod, like a heating rod that goes into the unit. It'll screw on to this fill valve area, and then you'll be able to plug that into your car and you can heat the water that's inside of here, which is super useful because I put really hot water in here so that when we went to the beach, I had hot shower. But then again, I had like half a tank left, and then the next day I used it for something and that water was cold. So having a heat adapter would be sweet because then I could just fill this up anywhere. I wouldn't have to use hot water to go in here to have a hot shower. I could just put whatever water I found in here, throw the heating rod in, heat the thing up, and then hot shower on the go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, pros and cons for the RinseKit Pro. The first pro is 3.5 gallons. It's actually quite a lot. Those times that I mentioned, the spray times, especially on center at over 7 minutes, you don't use it straight. So you're not gonna go for 7 minutes straight. You're gonna kind of use it for 10-15 seconds, then you're gonna stop, move something around, use it again. So in our use cases, it actually lasted like 15-20 minutes of actual usage, and we were only at like half a tank. Pro number 2 is obviously that it's battery powered instead of from a garden hose, so I can just keep adding more water into here and just keep spraying. Number 3 is the 12 volt connector, so I can keep this thing in the van at all times. It's pretty much just gonna be the adventure van shower and sink, but we'll get to that part in a minute here. The spray nozzle, that's a huge plus. This thing, it just feels solid, like it's just like a really well-built spray nozzle. I feel like I'm not gonna break this thing. The 6-foot hose is great. 6 feet seems to be plenty. Also, I can carry it around pretty easily. It's not super lightweight. Totally empty, it's 13 pounds, and totally full, it's 40 pounds. But even 40 pounds, holding it from the handle like this, I could still walk around and spray things down and be able to hold 40 pounds at my side. And the last pro will come when they release the heater accessory, because again, that's just like, it almost seems like something you gotta have. If you own this thing, you probably need the heater accessory. Okay, cons. The first one is the battery meter. RinseKit thinks I am smarter than I am. They used volts, and just no. You can see up here, there's a little cheat sheet. It says battery 13 volts to 11 volts means you have battery. It says all the way full. 10.8 volts and it's totally out. So when you turn this guy on, I'm gonna get just a voltage reading. I don't have any water in there, otherwise it would stop doing that. But if I turn that on, I get a voltage reading, 12.7 volts. Now, 13 volts is my high, 11 volts is my low. In my mind, I'm like, I have a lot of battery, but I really have no concept of how much battery I have. I wish they would just give me a battery percentage on there. Even give me bars, like give me 4 bars, 100%, 75%, 50, 25. I just feel like RinseKit thinks I'm smarter than I am, and I'm not. My second con for this thing is that the hose is permanently attached to the tank. So on this side of it, we have a quick connect, disconnect bit, which is super helpful, but I wish that this was on this side also, only because I imagine a situation where I do something to mangle the hose. I either leave it out and somebody runs it over, or in some way this hose gets pinched or damaged. I don't really know what my next step is. I guess I would just call RinseKit and be like, I messed up my hose, what do I do now? So this was a quick disconnect. If something did happen where I damaged my hose, I could just order a new one of these pieces, disconnect the old one, reconnect the new one, and I'm back in action. Yeah, that would be a sweet upgrade for RinseKit PRO 2. But the last thing, and this is probably the pickiest of my cons, but the 12 volt adapters on here are perfectly cylindrical and they go in like pretty far. So there's not like a lot to grab onto to pull it out. Like it's hard to get out. But if they would just do something like, see how that's got like a big flared body at the end? If they made this piece flared like that, when it's in there, now I've got something to like grab onto and pull out. I know that's just me being picky. This totally works. Again, I just wish the shape was like this so that I had something to grab onto. Okay, so that is the RinseKit PRO, but wait, there's more. Okay, so this is the unit with the spray nozzle on it, but they came out with another product when they released this bit, and it's in this lovely case right here. And this is the auto nozzle system. Comes in a whole, look how fancy that is. That is so fancy. But really what it is this piece right here. This is the auto nozzle. It is a battery-powered USB nozzle that's motion activated. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this little knob to the off switch, use that quick release to pop off this nozzle and put on the auto nozzle, and now you have a motion activated sink wherever you are. This is literally now the definition of having running water anywhere. Like you have a sink anywhere. So you can wrap the cord back up, tuck this guy inside like so, pop this out the little notch that's on the side here, close up the latch, and now you have a motion activated sink all in a bucket. Yeah, the use cases for this thing are like endless. Like having this just set up at the beach to where the girls can go over and like wash their hands real quick. I should have brought this the other night. I didn't have it with me. I only had this bit. But we went to the beach and did dinner at the beach. I pulled up right on the sand. We brought pizza. We brought some chairs. But Eleanor, she was eating pizza, but then she kept wanting to like play with the sand, and then her hands were sandy. And I'd bring her over and I would go, come here, babe. And shh. And I'd clean her hands off. We'd go back down, sit down, start eating pizza again. She'd reach down and touch the sand again. And they go, ah, sand. It happened like 6 times, and I was super grateful that I had this, but it would have been dope if I had this, because then I could just bring her over and be like, ooh, wish, 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 wish. So you can mount it on the bucket like this, but they also, in this kit, they give you like this whole system so that you can suction cup it to like the side of your vehicle. And then instead of kind of being more in this sideways situation, it mounts it more like a downward angle, and then you can use it kind of more like a normal sink. But you also see on the side of my bucket now, I've got this little piece right there, which came in the kit. It's just kind of like a little action camera thing with some screws, so I could kind of mount it there permanently. And then this bit, which looks like a handlebar mount for an action camera, just like you would on an action camera. We're gonna pop this bad boy onto the auto nozzle piece. So the bicycle handlebar mount looking bit is gonna go on there. So now I have a action camera mount on the auto nozzle. So now I can mount this anywhere there's a GoPro mount. I can put GoPro mounts in different spots, then hook this thing up there and have a sink right there. In this case, I put one on the side of my bucket. Although I realized I put it sideways and I should have put it vertically so it went like this. Crap, hang on. Hopefully the adhesive hasn't set up too much yet. Oh, my finger, ow. Oh, sucker. Okay, I got mine switched around. I swear the picture, yeah, in the photo, in the instructions photo, they have it so that you mount it sideways, like so it would be mounted like this, like sideways. But I want it like this so I can do this. And my only con for the auto nozzle system is that it charges via micro USB and not USB-C. I wish everything was just USB-C now. I'm tired of having multiple cables. And for an extra 80 bucks to add this, I would again just say that if you buy this Pro kit for 300 bucks, you should probably get your hands on this thing because it's super clever. And when the heater comes out, I will gladly give them another 75 or 100 bucks, whatever they need for that. Again, I've been looking at systems for the adventure van, like full on hot water systems, and a lot of them have like propane, or even the electric versions are just like, they're hardwired into your electrical system. It has been a little intimidating to look into those systems, and they're also really expensive. 300 bucks, this is actually a very cheap unit for what it's providing. Yeah, so if you're out there, you came into this video because you're like, hey, I want to check this thing out, see if it's worth it. 1,000,000% I could say if you're looking at this to solve that problem of running water wherever you are, yeah, do it. Good unit. Good unit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments though. Would you pay the extra 80 bucks to get the auto nozzle? Would you pay like $75 to $100 to get the heater bit? I would, but I'm curious what you guys think. I'm curious your thoughts on the RinseKit Pro and how you would use it. Very clever, well done RinseKit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you soon. Wow, geez, cooler. Come here, look. When's the last time you've been in a video? You haven't been in a video for a while. Say hello, everybody. Hello, I'm Zoe. Oh, what was that?